Hey everyone! I'm really excited for today's episode because we're talking about grammar. Yes, grammar. But don't worry, we're not going to make it boring.
That's right. We'll make it fun, useful, and super easy to understand. Grammar doesn't have to be scary. It's just a set of tools that help you express yourself clearly in English.
Exactly. So today we'll share lots of grammar tips, from basic ones that beginners often struggle with to more advanced ones that make you sound fluent and natural.
Sounds great. Let's get started with something simple. Subject-verb agreement.
Good one. So subject-verb agreement just means that the subject and the verb in a sentence must match in number.
Right. For example, we say, she walks to school, not she walk to school. She is singular, so we add S to the verb.
And if it's plural, we say they walk to school. So no S on the verb.
Here's a little trick to remember. If your subject ends with an S, the verb usually doesn't. And if the subject doesn't, the verb often does.
That's such a neat way to remember it. So he runs, but they run.
Exactly. Let's try a mini quiz for our listeners.
Ooh, I love quizzes.
Okay, which one is correct? The dogs barks loudly or the dogs bark loudly?
Easy. The dogs bark loudly because dogs is plural, so no S on the verb.
Perfect. All right, next grammar tip, using a and an.
Ah, yes, this one can be confusing. So we use a before words that start with a consonant sound, like a cat, a book, or a table.
And we use an before words that start with a vowel sound, an apple, an orange, an umbrella.
But there are some tricky ones, like an hour. The word hour starts with H, but we say an hour.
Right, because the H is silent, so we go by sound, not the letter. It sounds like it starts with a vowel.
That's a good point. So it's an honest person, not a honest person.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about much and many.
Oh yes, the much versus many debate. So many is used with countable nouns, things you can count, like many apples, many cars, many ideas.
And much is for uncountable nouns, like much water, much time, much money.
That's right. And a good question to ask yourself is, can I count this? If yes, use many. If not, use much.
Here's a quick example. How many apples are there, but how much sugar do you need?
Exactly. Let's make it fun. Imagine you're at a party. You could say, there are many people here, but not, there is much people here.
Unless it's a very strange party with invisible guests.
Right. Okay, next one. Confusing tenses. So many learners mix up past simple and present perfect.
Oh yes, that's a big one. Past simple is for something that happened at a specific time in the past, like I saw that movie yesterday.
And present perfect is used when the time isn't mentioned or when the action is connected to now. For example, I've seen that movie.
So if I say I've lost my keys, it means I still don't have them. But if I say I lost my keys yesterday, I'm just describing a past event.
Exactly. The difference is small but important. Present perfect connects the past to the present.
Right. And we often use ever and never with present perfect. Like, have you ever been to London? Or I've never tried sushi.
Nice examples. Okay, let's move on to prepositions. In, on, and at.
Oh yes, prepositions. Those tiny words that cause big confusion.
True. So when talking about time, at for specific times, at 6 o'clock, at midnight, on for days and dates, on Monday, on Christmas Day, in for longer periods, in July, in 2025.
And for places, at for a point at the station, on for a surface, on the table, in for an enclosed space, in the room.
Exactly. But English loves exceptions. We say in the car, but on the bus.
I know, that confused me when I was learning. But I learned that on is for public transport and in is for private spaces.
That's a great way to remember it.
All right, next, let's talk about articles again, but a little deeper. When do we use the?
Good question. The is used when we're talking about something specific, something both the speaker and listener know. For example, the book on the table. You're talking about a particular book.
And we don't use the when speaking in general, like books are important or love is powerful.
Exactly. Another example, the sun, because there's only one, but we say a star because there are many stars.
That's a really useful distinction. Okay, next one, adjectives and adverbs. People often mix those up.
Yeah, like when people say, she runs quick, instead of she runs quickly.
Exactly. Adjectives describe nouns like a quick runner. Adverbs describe verbs like she runs quickly.
So, adjective plus noun, adverb plus verb.
You got it. Here's another example. He is careful, adjective, but he drives carefully, adverb.
Nice. And remember, some adverbs don't end with ly, like fast and hard. You say, he runs fast, not he runs fastly.
Oh yes, fastly. That's a funny one. Okay, let's give another useful tip. Word order in English sentences.
Yes, English has a pretty fixed word order. Subject, verb, object. For example, I eat apples, not eat I apples.
Right. And when we add adverbs, the order can change slightly. For example, I always eat breakfast or I eat breakfast quickly.
Good point. A small mistake in word order can change the meaning completely.
Like only John loves Mary versus John only loves Mary. The meaning changes depending on where only goes. Exactly. That's such a good example. All right, next, let's talk about conditionals.
Oh yes, conditional sentences are so useful. We use them to talk about possibilities and situations.
Let's start with the first conditional. If plus present simple, will plus base verb. Like, if it rains, I will stay home.
Perfect. That's for real possible situations.
Then there's the second conditional. If plus past simple, would plus base verb. Example, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world.
That's for imaginary or unlikely situations. And finally, the third conditional, if plus past perfect, would have plus past participle. Like, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam.
I love that one. It's for regrets or things that didn't happen.
Yeah, conditionals can really help express feelings and possibilities in English.
Okay, let's end with punctuation, one of my favorite topics.
Oh, punctuation. So underrated, but so important.
Exactly. Let's start with commas. Commas help organize ideas. For example, let's eat, Grandma, versus let's eat, Grandma.
That one's a classic. The comma literally saves Grandma's life.
It does. And don't forget periods, question marks, and exclamation points. They show tone and emotion.
Right. You're coming sounds very different from you're coming or you're coming.
Totally different vibes.
And capitalization. Always start sentences with a capital letter and use capitals for names, cities, and countries.
So, I love London, not I love London.
Exactly.
Wow. We've covered a lot today. Subject-verb agreement, articles, tenses, prepositions, adjectives and adverbs, conditionals, and even punctuation.
Yeah, this has been like a mini grammar masterclass.
Totally. And for our listeners, don't feel overwhelmed. You don't have to memorize everything at once.
Right. The best way to learn grammar is to use it. Listen, read, speak, and write. You'll start to notice patterns.
And remember, making mistakes is normal. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes.
Absolutely. The key is to keep learning and practicing.
All right. That's all for today's episode.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Don't forget to subscribe and share the video with your friends. Bye, and see you next time. Bye-bye.